Hi there, I'm just about to make some digital elements for my Project Life spread for 2025. What I'm trying to do this year is bring in some elements from my stash alongside my Stories by the Month kit from Ali Edwards. And this is the spread that I've planned, and these elements here are from the Happy Stories kit. So far I'm managing to bring something in. I did last week and I will this week. I don't do Project Life weekly. I tend to do just as many pages as it takes to tell my stories. But this is the balance that I'm working with at the moment. So what I want to do is make a digital piece of vellum, because I've already used the smiley face vellum, but I want to use these tags, and I think it would look good behind each one of these tags here. So I'm going to make some extra from the digital kit. So using my old Photoshop elements, I was just going to show you how I do it in case you don't know how to do it. So I'm going to go File, Open, and then I'm going to go where I keep my Project Life cards, into January, into 2025, go to the journal cards, go to the vellum, and this is the one that I'm wanting. Now I prefer to use the one that's non-gold foil. There are two in here, but I just like the non-gold foil, and I'm opening that in Photoshop Elements. So what I would do now is, I know I want to print this on some vellum, so I've got a couple of choices for printing on vellum. One is I can print it on draft, which will make it lighter, less ink on the surface, excuse me, and make it dry quicker. Or I can go over to my layers palette here and I can take the opacity down. So if you look at the opacity here, you can change that to a different one. You can unlock that and then just dial the opacity down, and straight away that makes it lighter, like that, reduces the background. If you want it to be more solid, just print straight ahead, print it on paper, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to print it on vellum. So I'm going to open a background, so I go New, Blank File up here, and then I'm in the UK, so I would go to International Paper A4, okay. And then I'm going to grab this card that I've dialed the opacity down on and put it on there, and I'm going to put 2 on my sheet of vellum so that I can cut them in half to 3x4s. Okay, and then print them. So to print it, you just go File and Print. But if you want to dial down the quality, I'd just change that in there. I'd go into Change Settings, and on my printer I go into Advanced settings here, and I just tick Draft if I wanted to do it that way. But because I've dialed down the opacity, I'll just print it out as it is. So here it is printed. So I use a very thin, because I'm conscious of the thickness in my Project Life album, I use a very thin vellum, which is almost like tracing paper, but it goes through the printer okay. So that's it there. There's the 2 sheets. That's what it looks like if you wanted to go ahead and print it just on normal copy paper, which is thin, that would go behind them. So I've trimmed them up. Here's what it looks like in 4x6. And then here's what it looks like in 3x4. So I can just pick that up and put that there. And it gives me a nice background for this particular tag. Hope that's helpful.